Tomorrow is my 39th birthday, and I am sitting here in the quiet of a life that looks perfect on paper, wondering when my own story ended and this stranger's began. If you looked at my life from the outside, you'd think I have it all. I'm a senior project manager at a respectable tech firm. I drive a reliable sedan. The mortgage is manageable. I followed all the rules. So why do I feel like I'm screaming into a void? It's this hollow ache that lives in the center of my chest, a quiet desperation that creeps in late at night. It's the feeling that I am just playing a character in a life someone else wrote for me. A well-rehearsed, competent, and profoundly bored actor. It feels like I blinked at 28, sitting in a cheap plastic chair in a hostel in Thailand, full of terrible, brilliant ideas. I was incandescently alive, buzzing with the sheer potential of it all, and then I blinked again. And I'm here on the eve of turning 39, and the person I was supposed to become, he's just gone. A decade doesn't vanish in a thunderclap. It dies by 1,000 tiny compromises. It's the slow, steady drip of a life on autopilot. It started with my career. In my 20s, I was all about passion. But somewhere along the line, passion got traded for a paycheck, and making a mark was replaced by meeting quarterly objectives. My job had become a pair of golden handcuffs, comfortable, secure, and slowly strangling the life out of me. I'd sit in these endless meetings under the sterile fluorescent lights, listening to people use phrases like synergistic alignment. I would nod my head while my brain was screaming, "Is this it?" My relationships began to feel transactional. Friendships were reduced to a thumbs up on a social media post. It takes conscious effort to maintain friendships, and I wasn't making any. I remember seeing a picture of my best friend from college on a ski trip with his family, and I realized I hadn't had a real, meaningful conversation with him in over a year. Then there was the ghost of who I used to be. In the back of my closet, there's a 65-liter backpack I took through Southeast Asia. It's covered in dust. Next to it is a beautiful acoustic guitar I bought with my first real bonus. I haven't touched it in 8 years. I used to write songs. Psychologists have found that in the long run, we tend to regret our inactions, the things we didn't do far more than our actions. And that brings us to tonight. I walked through the bright, sterile aisles of the grocery store, feeling like an alien. On a bleak impulse, I went to the bakery section. I stared at the rows of garish, overly frosted cakes before settling on a single, sad little cupcake in a plastic clamshell. Back home, I stuck a single candle in it. And as I stared at that tiny, flickering flame in my silent, empty kitchen, it hit me. This perfect, empty life. It didn't just happen. It was a series of my choices. I had built my own cage, one sensible bar at a time. And in that moment, staring at that ugly cupcake, something snapped. It wasn't despair anymore. It was anger. A cold, quiet, clarifying rebellion. This wasn't going to be a crisis. This was going to be an intentional act of demolition. And I was holding the sledgehammer.